All right, what up, guys? Today's session, I'm going to be taking you through how to create a killer offer, right? Bill Gates, he started Microsoft by making a killer offer to a company who already had the hardware. Steve Jobs, every single year, would make a killer offer to get people to buy the new iPhone or whatever it may be that he would be selling every single year. Oprah, she's always looking at an offer for her clients, right? If you are a consultant, a coach, a wannabe coach, wannabe entrepreneur in some shape or form, it is all about the offer, my friend, the offer that you make to your clients so that they want to buy the thing that you want to buy. When I'm at a live event, every single year we make a new offer to our audience so that they want this thing. If you buy this thing on an online program, if you buy anything online, right, you are buying what we call the offer. Okay, have you got that? All right, in today's session, I'm going to take you through a live session with one of my clients building her offer. So replicate this. All right, if you love the channel, comment, subscribe, let me know how you're getting on, and let's go straight to the session now. My name is Ed J.C. Smith, founder of the Champion Academy, where we bring out the champion inside of you so you can live life on your terms. In today's session, we are with Alexandra, who's in Poland. You're in Poland, right?
Yeah.
Are you there now?
Yeah, I am.
We're doing a killer session. We're going to do creating a killer offer. And people always say to me, like, Ed, my stuff's not working online, or like I can't get, when I'm getting them on the phone, then I'm not getting them over the edge. So let's look at your current offer and how to structure it. So we've already discussed that you've got them on the phone, they're wanting the service, and we're going to have to like dissect again, like, are they clear on what, here's a couple of checklists as we go into it. Are they clear on are they clear on what it is that they're going to get? All right. Are they clear on what the offer is? And for example, when I say, the thing with coaching, the more specific you get down into what is the problem that you're resolving. For example, Geraldine, one of my clients, she does breastfeeding made easy. There's no man is ever going to download that because it's clear, right? Mm-hmm. And if you go with like stop smoking, all right, it's very clear with what that process is. And so whenever I'm looking at someone's offer, I'm looking at how clear is it, is it going to be for someone to understand what the offer is, right? How quick is that? And it's normal in that coaching space to start off and, like empowerment coaching. Those are amazing words, but they don't really mean anything. That's the problem. And so, with anxiety, I'm not saying it doesn't work, but it's starting to get like more granular down into understanding specifically what the client wants from that session. The things that you've got against you with anxiety is that the person is worried about everything. Mm-hmm. Like they're worried, they're worried about, they're an anxiety driven person. So you have to push that pain, right? So you have to be willing to stay, we know that anxiety kills you, but is it anxiety? It's how they languages it, stress. And is it like, for example, burnout is a more understood, I'd say, kind of like term. Burnout coach that you help with productivity, mindset, emotional stuff, which I know every single coach has a methodology of how to do those things, whether it's NLP, cognitive change, whatever it may be, psychology, whatever. It's like, it's thinking about who do you specifically want to work with. Like when I spent probably 6-7 years in just depression, but it was specific as in I can get you off your depression medication. So it's a very specific sort of, it's that person that wants to get off depression medication. That's the niche. If you've just gone into depression, I probably don't want to see you. And so therefore it's like, you've gone through that cycle and you are ready to stop taking medication. And so that was all in the message. That was all, like knowing the client. If you think you're depressed and you're weighing up taking medication, you're not my client. Right. And so it's like, I think like your stuff is looking really good. And it's like, this is sometimes the frustration, because we know we're really good at what we can do. And we know that when we're there, and I know, having watched that case study, it's just just think of it as like changing the layers at the top in order to get people clearer at what it is. And there's, I can say the problem with the problem can be is that if people just give you their opinions, even if I just say, this, do this, do this, I might not be necessarily right. And what we lose is your authenticity in the process. Like what we have, for example, there's this very famous coach called Kimanami, and she teaches people how to lose, how to let go of stress and have an orgasm, right? So the whole thing is aimed at your female empowerment through the non-ability to have an orgasm, right? When I first saw her stuff, I was like, there's like, it's so out there that like the words and the things that she was saying, I was like, if I was to put my view on it, she started tailoring it to what her clients wanted, and her message now is absolutely killing it. She has 4 quarterly online programs. She has a retreat at 27 grand. She has a podcast where anyone that comes on the podcast is people that have gone through her stuff and had an orgasm. It's like, it's just a giant, like, if you want an orgasm, there's only one place to go.
Yeah.
And it's like, again, it's designing it around specifically that person in mind. And so keep going, because you're doing really well. Let me show you a structure of how I would put an offer together. I'd say one of the quickest ways to lose a sale is to not position your offer correctly. So let me show you what I mean by this. Let me get up an offer for you. And so like maybe you've heard about the stack, and I know you're in clients and automation at the moment. We're about to relaunch a new phase of that. So this is something I'm going to take you through personally with that. But let me show you this. Okay. So I did that event, the Breakthrough Success Summit. At the end of that, I sold an offer for the next event, right? So this is the last one I'm going to do, and then retire for about 2 or 3 years to do a live big event. But everything is built around the offer, as in it's like, what are you going to get? When you're starting with a coaching model, it's like your time, right? How can you position that? And then like add some cheeky bonuses in. Like just listen to how killer this offer is, right? It's built around becoming an expert in your field, right? There's 6 pillars around being an expert. Number 1, vulnerability, right? To be vulnerable, etc., etc. I can send you the guide, and I'll show you how it links to the offer. Now, I spent the time talking about it and saying like, the issue is that people don't think they're good enough to be an expert. That's the problem. And that's the problem that I had personally. I didn't think I knew enough. However, I did these trainings that allowed me to become an advanced learner, right? So I did speed reading, memory techniques, all this stuff, which allowed me to memorize and learn really quickly. And in 1 year, in less than 1 year, I became an expert in one niche, one area that allowed me to, and you're not saying like, I know everything, because I wasn't. I was saying like, I only know how to train your back. That was the first area that I actually worked in. And so I link that into being able to be an advanced learner, picking one niche and knowing that. And I know you know that. And then understanding you don't have the second area that today, when I'm saying to be an expert, people don't actually really want to learn from a PhD or a master's or whatever that is. They just want to learn from someone who's a little bit ahead, right? So then it's about tailoring the thing that people worry about. Oh, I don't have any clients yet, so how can I become an expert? I can't even attract one client. You attract one client with your story. It's as simple as that. If the first client I ever got on board was someone that wanted the exact result that I had a dysfunctional back. I was able to stand and walk, and people were like, shit, this person heard my personal story about that and was like, that's exactly what I've got. I want that too. It was when my sister had meningitis and had all of these glandular fever. We found a lady who had glandular fever at a young age, who had recovered from it. We looked at all these doctors and GPs and specialists, and they couldn't give us a quantifiable answer. I found an energy healer who had got over glandular fever, and she created this energy system. She wasn't a qualified doctor, but she had had the exact thing that my sister had had, and she covered that. So the power of your story. So I sell that, and these are all online trainings to build up the offer, right? And so then, you know, the third area of becoming an expert is to publish, ideally a piece of work. And today it's very easy to publish a book on Amazon. So, you know, I did that in less than 30 days. So I can show you exactly how to do that. It's, you know, we've been publishing work, non-published, like houses, because they're going to charge you 100K. You're better off spending 100K on Facebook ads when you get your system right, and that you can actually, at the moment, for example, the book funnel is a $22 conversion, as in it cost me $22 to allow someone to see it, to purchase, but the cart value within that is $67. So it's a 3 times ROI. It's a no-brainer. Create a following, all right, which is whether it's online or offline, which I'm going to show you the next step of which I think is going to be the game changer for you, right? Creating a group, whether it's online or offline, so you have a sold out event, okay, and then an asset, which is an online training program, which I'm just tracking this at the moment. So I built this up, I taught it, then I built up the value, stacked it up at 9,000, said you can save 8,000 if you grab a ticket. Shit me, they all fucking bought a ticket. Because the sixth thing that I will teach them, the sixth pillar, will be in ChampionCon. Now, this is an advanced process. You don't have to get to that level. It's just what I want you to think of is 3 things. Whenever you're writing down your offer, it's like you need to write it down. Let me get some slides. So you're contrasting the price, really simply. Let me get a new slide for you. Where's my keynote? Here we go. Okay. So total package. Did you see how the slide is built? Like this is regardless of. And your total value. So this is probably like this is from this slide. This is what I create everything. Here is what you are going to get.
I can't really see you typing anything. It's like just one screen at the moment showing like.
Hold on 1 second. Can you see that? Is that better?
Yeah, thanks.
Can you see all of that? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is the ultimate. This is like the offer slide. From here, got to make it sexy, you know. Well, I'm serious. This is the ultimate slide. Like the thing you're gonna do. Like the name of your coaching package. Let's go back to. I will cut and paste that. like simply like that, yeah. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you're creating your program name, however much that costs, okay, and then you're adding in some bonuses, and it might just be like a little template or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like something really, really simplistic, and you don't have to overdo it. And it's the contrast of like, look, this is if you're talking, this is what I normally charge. All
Yeah.
right, this is it. And even if it be congruent with that, like that's what you want to charge. Like you're starting
Yeah.
off, and this is what you want to charge: 999 for 6 sessions. However, because you've got a referral, all right, I'm not going to do it for that. I'm going to do it for this. And it's the truth, Alexandra. The truth is, I can't take everyone on that because
Yeah.
you don't have enough time, right? And so it's like, it's not going to be that. It's going to be that, whatever. But this is, you can see like, this is a total value. You cross it out with a thingy bob there, and it's,
So would you put that in the email to those potential
yeah.
20 leads I've got right now? Because the
So,
problem is that, you know, I mean, I've got the ebook, I've got the case study. Unfortunately, no one cares about the case study as much as I try to encourage them to watch this. So I've got potential 20 leads or 20 people that potentially could be interested in coaching, but I just don't have a chance to present my offer unless I just send them email like that.
okay, so here's the deal. So in between that step, the next step, which you're going to see. So about three years ago, I tested this as a format, right? Build a group, right? So you're lead capturing with a free resource, which is what you're doing, and
Mm.
not everyone is ready for the thing that you're selling, right? And so I built up a daily motivational. I did a free guide, the quickest starts, the quickest way to get your mental mindset for starting your own business, right? And so I built up a group, daily motivation, just built some content, built that to about, and what's great about a group is that you can get them to send invites to other people. So
Mhm.
I don't know if you see it. So this is what I'm actually doing it right now. I'm going to do, I'm documenting it for clients and automation. I'm doing it to sell tickets to ChampionCon. And then I'm showing you the process all in the step-by-step within clients and automation, right? And so then I'm going to go back after I've released that within the group, and then I will sell that the same way to the external environment. Let me show you the group. And so if we could get them to join your group and you start pumping them full of content, then that's just another touch point. The reality is today people need more touch points to make those decisions,
Yeah.
right? So therefore, if you're focused on one area and you're holding them in one space. Let me get, so join this and you can document the process as well. So I'll send you the link. So join this group, and
Okay.
you can follow the process as I do exactly that. So I'm going to be sending out the 6 pillars to becoming an expert, the go-to expert in your industry, in your niche, excuse me. Right, I've just finished that PDF, made it really simple. At the end of that PDF, join the group. No sellers yet. The one thing I think you're gonna look, the ClickFunnels is essential
Mm-hmm.
at a later stage, right? And so what I've just tested to work even better is just a messenger bot. So I'm always trying to work out like how can people make it easier? ClickFunnels and a messenger bot and everything is sorted. But I know some people when they're starting, they're worried about spending money on these sorts of things, and I get it. So a messenger bot is $10 every month, and And at this stage, you can do it without a ClickFunnels account. Now you've already got one, so you're
Yeah.
cool. But I'm just the advantage of and there's I know it can get frustrating. The advantage of a chat box, which is ManyChat, is that it has a high open rate. But the problem with it is that it's not actually what we classify traffic as you own. For example, if you build a load of people on a chat box, yeah, and they cancel your chat box, you lose all of those contacts.
Mm-hmm.
So we are potentially building an asset that Facebook owns. All right, with ClickFunnels, that's our asset. You know, they can't take that, and so that's you have to the risk and reward there. Ideally, as I said, you got both, so you're cool. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Have you seen a chatbot before?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna set up a chat box that will go straight ad for them to download, and then I'll add them straight to my group, build up this group, pump some content in there, and then basically that content is designed to sell the ticket. We'll then sell the ticket to ChampionCon, and at ChampionCon I'll teach them clients on automation and then offer them a next step if they want to go there. And so my point being is that I'm very clear on who my client is and what they need.
Mm-hmm.
The clearer you are with who your client is and what they need at every step of the way, the easier this whole process becomes. Because give me some ideas of of what you would call your group, and then let's decide on that, because that's a
My group, you mean my new Facebook group?
yeah. If you
We've got it ready, but I haven't invited anyone yet.
okay.
That was actually going to be one of my emails once I've got a nice list of people. So I use the group to to kind of do the survey, and we said, but that was coming from you as well, crash anxiety group, women only.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. And then again, if it doesn't work, we can change it to something like, you know, if you want to, you know, again, like switch it at some stage, you can switch before there's 5,000 people in that. I've changed the name of my bigger group probably 7 times to tailor different people.
Mm-hmm.
So I've done like, I started with a 7-day challenge, then it started with daily motivation. Then it was like, business networking, entrepreneur networking, and then so just to collect different people, because then different people will see it depending on what guide I was sending out. So it doesn't matter if you feel like shit, I have to, because like we know, like anxiety, emotions, get rid of them and you'll feel great. But you've got to attract someone that has a specific problem that they really want to get rid of.
Mm.
Right, so you as a coach can coach relationships. You could probably coach, you know, productivity, efficiency, well-being, health, all of those things. That's the skill of coaching, right? You know, as you start to build up your business as well, you could relate that to someone else as well, right? But those are all different niches, and I'm here to tell you, like, be careful at this stage. Don't just jump a niche just because you think it's easier.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's one of the number one things I see people will go and then go like, oh shit, you know, I'm just going to go into making, you know, teaching people how to do business niches. And no need, like every single niche is desired really today. There isn't a niche that isn't. I mean, one of my clients teaches people to go to Bigfoot and do Bigfoot camping trips and stuff like that. I mean, how fucking ridiculous is that? Camping, and then and I've got another guy who does these Bear Grylls trainings and stuff. I've got Robbie who does elite footballers, and he's just launched here. Like elite footballers in the UK, it's like completely locked out. He's not an elite footballer. He does know the journey, right?
Mm.
He just launched his first his proper like online coaching program at $500 a month for group coaching, right? And like literally sold out. So it has over like 20 people fully paid in, all spots off at $500 for just group coaching. How cool is that, right?
Yeah.
So I promise you it's there. It's just, it takes a little bit of fine tuning. All right. Let's go back to the offer. And so you're clear on that. So that makes sense. Does group make sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can send them to the, and then you start practicing your content, and then you'll be like guys, you practice your sales process. Like every content is like, is direct. You want them to get that result. That's
Mhm.
there's sometimes people get stuck in that, like, I want to help people, but you have to sell people. Like they have to buy the idea of thinking different. They have to buy the idea of, actually taking ownership over their life. The stronger you get in selling that as a concept, the more they're going to do that, the more transformation they will have. It's like it's the combination of when people want to switch to their creative, they like the idea of information, they want to sell a book, but they don't like selling. Like the
Mhm.
book, you have to sell the title of the book, you have to sell the first chapter, you have to sell every single line of that book has to be selling the person to read the next book, the next page, right? If you don't sell them on the titles of the chapters, then again they look up that content piece and be like, shit, this is boring. Everything is a sales process to get someone to want to read it. You have to hook them at the end, tell them before the chapters end what's in the next chapter and why they need to read it, why they need to do it. So from a coaching perspective, write this one down. Shift your information more into the why and the what rather than the how.
Mhm.
The why and the what it's not the how. The how is how you spend time with you, right? And the why you need this, why you need a burnout, why you need to get rid of anxiety, why you need someone to help you through this, why you need to stop thinking the way you're thinking is because of this, and this, and this. Why, if you don't do this right now, then you're going to end up there, and there. Here's what happened when a client came through with me. Here's what she found: this and this and this and this and this. And you can do that too. And it's shifting that into. Do you understand? Because if you give too much content, if you listen to like the content I give, it's very specific to why and what.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is what I tried to do. I think that's what I thought the other version of my ebook was better because that was like, you don't know, it was literally kind of more direct to them saying, these are the reasons why anxiety is pulling you down. Like you don't know your triggers, you don't know who your enemy is, and so on. So I was really aware of not give them too much, but at the same time, I want them to feel that they got some value out of that ebook.
Yeah, look, it is. Look, and as I said, like you're doing really great, honestly. How long have you been in the game now as a wannabe coach?
What, on my own?
Yeah.
Well, I quit my job in August.
Yay.
And I'm still breathing. I can still survive. Um, yeah, so I'm getting there. I'm not obviously where I want to be, but
That's cool. Don't worry. And I promise you, with that mentality that you're showing, you're constantly. Today, I can't stress enough. It's people get very frustrated when it's not working effectively. But I promise you, if you continually if you constantly think like, okay, it works. It's just about getting more people to see you and understand it. The better you become, you're a learner yourself because you've gone through this process. And sometimes I'm sure you understand that, like, sometimes we live in a blind spot and we're not entirely like, and it's one of those things that we just can't avoid. It's like I expect I mean, I haven't had one for a while, that's for sure. But when I release an offer, when I used to back in the day, like I would think it was great, and then people wouldn't quite see how great it is, and I'd be like, "Fuck, I'm not clear enough into why you're not obviously getting this." And it's so let's do some things back onto the let's go back into our slides. Let me give you some. like the information, like, oh, here's the pillars of vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
This is just how, I don't know if you've seen my other one, but this is how simple, like make it super, super simple. And it's full with like the truth is today's market to become the go-to exits. The truth is story, example, and then remind truth is. Like it's a bold statement. The truth is bang, right?
Yeah.
People want someone that's certain. And you know, I'm 100%, you know, when I'm talking about authenticity and vulnerability, people don't want to do it because they think that's going to be the reason that people don't buy them as an expert. But it's the exact opposite. If you're actually saying like, do you know what, like, this is where I'm at right now. You know, I used to be a fucking hot mess and now I'm not a hot mess because I've done this. A lot of people won't share that. But by sharing it, you become more human and more real. And that's what people buy. People need that today in a world of fakeness. The more real you can be over your competitors, the better the whole thing goes. All right, let's go back to here. Let's get some clarity on this. So send me through your offer slide and let's make that look sexy. And that is like your program name, how much it is. Here's some bonuses. Here's the total. Can you see that? Yeah.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Here's your total value. And that's when you, this is the total value here. So it's like 997, a bonus at, again, like people say like, but how do I justify that price? The price is justified on how much fucking time it took to get that. I mean, like that's a percentage of your time, right? When I look at like turning someone's story into gold, I've spent 20,000 paying people to understand storytelling. All right.
Yeah.
I've invested a lot of money in order to understand that skill. And just the time alone for me to write a program is, you know, some of them are 3-4 years in the making. And so I'm cool with justifying this cost based on, you know, the value in which they're going to get. So say your bonuses are 397, and it's again like what can you add in to like speed up the process? I know when you're beginning, it's like what's Alexandra, what's 997 397 plus 397? Come on,
Oh, I guess I need my calculator. I'm not that good.
speed up that process. Efficient to get someone else to do it.
I've got that. Don't worry. 1791.
1791. Okay, so total value is how you know, and you build that up, or you're not like here's the deal. If you can commit on this, you know, I'll do a special offer at 697. And that is one of the most powerful sales processes, the contrast frame. And it's everywhere you go. It's this must be smaller because it's a smaller price. And you okay with that? Just clearing your bowels, or
Yeah, no, no fun.
burnout coaching. Like the name of this is the outcome they want, right? Ideally, the closer you can get, anxiety free, you know.
Yeah.
You see, like the name of that, this is the thing that they're going to want. For example, some of mine sold out courses, sold out live courses. How to write your Amazon bestseller in less than 29 days. You know, it's like the first program I ever put together was how to lose weight fast and make it last, the 12-week guide. Right. And so I was training people one-to-one. And then at the end of that one-to-one, I'd sell them this guide. And as part of that, that was like a training structure, and they had accountability. So the training structure was like, you're applying this, like, think about this from a personal training concept, right? I've done traditionally when people were paying me for training, when I started, it was like, you know, it was a long time ago, 1997, 7, 8, around that, right? And so people were paying at 40, 30s, and I'd take whatever I could get really. At the end of that, I would sell a package for like £600, which was what I've taken them through. And then I would chuck in accountability, an accountability session, and a call, and the total. And I'd be like, in my head, I'd be like, well, all they're doing is paying for the thing I've already taught them.
Yeah.
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 And then they're paying for me to just check their results down the line. And then they're paying me to give them a call.
Mm.
And they were like, this is amazing. And the way I used to sell that is like, look, it's going to be, you know, I don't need to train you for life like other personal trainers. This is a new methodology. I'm teaching you how to get the result. We're going to build your ability to actually understand this program. You're going to buy the program at the end and you're going to be set free. And you don't need to run up a bill of 10, 20,000 on a personal trainer for the rest of your life. You're going to know how to do it. We're going to get you to a space where you don't need me anymore. And at that stage, I know that sounds pretty basic today, but at that stage, people were like, that was like revolutionary, because people would go to a personal trainer and expect to go to a personal trainer. Like the personal trainer would just try to hold them there.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, it's literally like an account. You could put group entry, a private group in there. Yeah. You've seen how I run the private group, right?
Yeah.
You know, so that's a private group which people pay access to. I've got free ones. I've got other tiers as well as they spend more money with me, right? You know, again, it depends on the first, when you're building these programs out, the first stage is going to cost you the most amount of time, right? You're not going to be in it for as much cash as you can make, and it's going to cost you more time. I'm here to tell you, setting up a free group is time consuming, but at the moment you don't have a choice. Like you either have time or money. When you are earning more money, you can then you can pay someone else to operate the group for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when you've got like your stuff online, so it's an online program that's tried and tested, your offer's validated, you have a lot more time to start doing what you want to do. But at the first, it does take, it's falling, like what people's expectation is today is, unfortunately, like I'm here to tell you, you can sort it out in less than a year, that's for sure. But I think, you know, like I was speaking to someone last week and they were like, you know, I need it to work in 2 weeks. And I'm like it's, you know, you're going to notice improvement in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
you could
No, I've been there.
you could get lucky in 2 weeks, and I'm not saying you can't. It's going back into like changing your mindset around, you know, like the Facebook ad system. Like when people get upset with, you know, like, you know, on a good download, right? On a good download, if you're getting like between 1 and 2, which is what, you know, we get lower than that, right? But I built up an audience. But it's not unreasonable. We know people in the academy doing less than that, yeah. However, even at, you know, I've done consultancy for companies that are paying £50 for a lead, all right, and it still is a highly profitable business because their back end works, right? But say between £6, right? It's that stat again for a download. So that's let's do it the other way around. So that's say you're spending between £100 and £600, right? Obviously, at £1, you've got, you know, at 100 leads, £6. No, hold on. My maths is shocking. Let's split that up again. is it not coming in? Hundred leads at £1. I mean, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
£6. How many leads do you want? So that's, if we spend £100, it's £6. How many leads do we get?
For what? £100.
So if we want 100 clients, no, so we want 100 clients at £6. So divide 100 by 6. So that's like, we want to spend the same amount. So we spent, that's better. £100, 100 clients, £1 a lead. Right, so now we want £100. We want £100. We want £6 a lead. Let's work that out. Sorry, 1 second. We're going to go.
So that's 16.6.
16. Okay. So even that, and you've got to understand that that's one touch point.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? That's like the coldest possible. They've never heard of you. They've never seen your brand. You know, they might not even be open to what the hell this is, in terms of they might not even know if they've got that problem themselves, but they downloaded that thing. You know what I mean? It's like that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that has never been possible before. And so therefore, like if you just got one of them on the phone and you sold a package like that at 697, just one person from 16, which is less than 10% closing, which on average would do from a startup 25 to 30% closing rate, as long as they knew what the package was.
Yeah.
You know, like you're looking at an ROI of, even at that cost of a huge ROI, that's 6 times ROI.
Yeah, but my problem is actually getting them on the call.
Yeah. So no, I get that, but it's if you understand that as an ROI,
Mm-hmm.
then that keeps you like, fuck, I need to get these people on the call.
Yeah.
Is the point, right? It's like, shit, as long as I can get them on the call, yes, they're not picking up, but it's like, therefore I need to make them want to get on that call better, right? So therefore, you know, now we know that that's like, I just need one person for this to become highly profitable concept. Like when people, you know, like when you compare it to like things like property, for example, where property, if you put 100K in property in today's market, you are not getting 2% return over the year. So you put 100K in, you will get 2% back, 2 grand back, right, from 100K if you're lucky. And that's an asset that you have to either rent out or sell to get that asset back. And so therefore, like every single business will have today, the reason that like information, coaching, consultancies, services, products that are sold online is because they've got the lowest profit margin in it, the highest profit margin, lowest overhead. right? It's just to actually run it as a profitable business is very simple. You know, it's literally like today we'll have a range of people that will just driven ads to our workshop. And, you know, someone like Tom, who just drove ads to our workshop, would have does about 6K profit from, you know, maybe £600-700 worth of ads, just to someone else's program that, you know, we're running, and we give them a percentage split of the profit. Okay, so that's the kind of the mindset of. Is that clear? I'm not sure how clear that
Yeah,
is.
no, it is, because that really helped me. Like recently, when I posted in a group, that how frustrated it was, and when I saw that actually, you know, it only takes one person, and how much I'm gonna get back. I'm like,
It's the light at the end of the tunnel. That's what I want you to see. It's like, you know, when I used to have to go out and get coaching clients, I was doing it manually, right? That the next scaling up that I had was buying data and then calling it, and I would have to pay people to call it. And I got to a stage when I'm having all these people call this data, but I knew that and we were booking just free sessions with other people. Well, just the first kind of scaling up business I had was booking other people's personal training clients for them. And they were booking in for a half-an-hour session. If they secured the sale within that session, we would get a percentage of that. And then I realized like they couldn't sell, and that's why, you know, and then so I realized I had to build a system so they could understand this selling process, because they were just teaching them how to have a great session, and then and the client wasn't purchasing the next level, which is kind of where we're at right now. It's like the combination of, we want them to get good stuff, but we want them to advance up our value ladder, and the level and the balance of that. So that being said, take a picture of that. So you got your screenshot, like you got your private group. Let's start putting content in that. Here's one more, like to those people, surveying them, just like so I've got like a why didn't you buy survey, which to a cold person isn't ideal, because they're not going to fill that out. But again, it's like, you know, like what's important, like getting to know you better, right? Even if you did a survey at the end and then just did a link to your group as part of this, I'm going to give you access to my actual personal group, which at the moment, again, it's how you contrast it all the time. Like your personal time, you've invested into your skill set, you've invested into your skills up to date. Thus, your personal time is that valuable. The more you invest into your personal skill set, the more your belief and the more your value increases. The reason that Warren Buffett can charge 2.3 million for a lunchtime and have 30 people pay that is because he's built up his value and his information. All he's doing is selling information. You're the same. The more you invest into it, the more you can understand and translate that value into someone else. So you do a survey guide, and here's the offer. I'm going to let you get access to my group, which is actually it's a 397. It's a 997 annual fee, but I'm going to give you access for free. People in that group, that you're in group, that has an annual subscription, and it also has people in it that have bought at different stages and have a lifetime access to it. Depending on what, and you got an online product and we upgraded you because you started putting more effort in. However, your product alone didn't even come with a group. It was just an online product. And then I've just started like tailoring, because I want that to be a front end product, so you got in at the right time. That anyone's offer next year, for example, is not going to be as good as what you got.
I know, I was lucky.
It's just the way it is. It's like there's nothing wrong with that, and I'm very transparent. I've got people in that group that came 4 years ago that got, like, I did a one-time lifetime offer, and they got lifetime access to our online facilities at that point. Whereas, today, if people are buying it, they're buying at today's price.
Yeah, no, I don't know where I would be without that group. Honestly, there's so much support, and they let you moan and they give you really good advice. So it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, definitely. And so creating a group around what you're doing,
Mm.
taking that information and building that in, and people are like, "My God, Alessandra, you need, that becomes your especially when you're starting off, it's really easy because you're just doing one thing, and that's where you're providing your content, right?
Hmm.
It's you can control it more, and you can put your time into it. You can control the rules of the group, and when people say like groups are dead, it's because they're at different stages of the journey. Like the open groups, as they become bigger, like I've got groups that are open, and I don't even look in them anymore. They gain a certain access. That people are self-identifying with the name of it. They're joining, and they just try and pillage your group after a while,
Mm.
and just blanket bomb content. And however, at this stage, you can control that group. 100 people that have come through your lead magnet, through your stuff, have downloaded your stuff.
Yeah.
And so as you start to get better at like the sales process, and be like, look, guys, I'm gonna open up my new coaching program, and because of that, I'm actually only taking 8 people on. It's going to be an intensive 6 week with myself. We're going to be doing it over Zoom. It's in the beta version, so it's not going to be £2,000, right? However, there is investment. I'm only going to take 10 of you on now. It's 100 of you in this group. Please, fill out the survey if you want to,
Mm.
get from being part of it. And if they all say all of this stuff, right, and you're like, whoa, I wasn't planning on doing that. I can chuck in some bonuses of that, etc.
Mhm.
And you tailor it towards pretty much what they're saying. And that's like, even did you see in the group I sent, like I wanted to write the 6 pillars, for example, and I
Yeah.
went into some of my different groups, and I just wanted to see people's feedback on it. But the things that I wanted to write the 6 pillars to why you can't charge enough for your services.
Hmm.
However, I got a lot of people, not just from my group, other groups as well. And so I will go with what the general consensus was, and I'll probably do a little test of that later subject title a little bit later, as I built. Like the first step is think about, fill that group with as many people that are coaches, consultants, experts, authors, etc., and then do a price. You want to charge more for your prices, then this is what's holding you back.
Okay. Yeah.
How's your head? Are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm constantly thinking because so obviously I'm going to get in touch with everyone, trying to get them in the new Facebook group. Obviously draft that offer so it's clear how much they will get out of my new coaching program. I need to be creative how I'm going to call that program, because at the moment obviously the ebook was around anxiety, but it's not just the anxiety I work with, it's like stress, and I'm trying to think whether stress is more general than anxiety. I don't know.
Again, do like, so I do a market test of the difference between anxiety and stress.
Mm.
Um, Again, I haven't done specific in stress. What I've done specific, the closest I've done is depression, and
Mm-hmm.
it was specific into depression to get off your medication. So it's like, I've had lots of clients do, as I said, burnout, um, stress recovery, anger management, yes. Anxiety.
Because obviously in terms of the coaching I do, well, at least looking at the money are coming in at the moment are from 2 different sources. So it's the life coaching that I get women to jump on the call with me and they've been working with me for a while, versus the business coaching that came from the job I quit. That this is where I was already coaching a lot of like managers and directors, and that's what I continue doing right now. So obviously I'm not like women specific. I'm a business coach that helps them to deal with the change, because they're going through like massive restructure of their company, and there is a lot of pressure, stress. So that's what I struggle, I guess, being clear in my message.
Yeah, it's but don't worry about it, because again, it's like sometimes you have to talk. It's just like through talk. It's just by doing this do you get better at it, right? It's like there's no other way. Like you're right on track. Like you're going out there, you're putting stuff out there, and you're seeing if it works rather than staying in your head. So
Yeah.
I just want you to know that like you're not a fixed person, nor is your business a fixed concept. Like you will consistently transition. Like the amount of niches I've been through, from specifically back into depression, like deeper into like specific medication, again, deeper on top of that against psychiatry and all of that sort of stuff. So against medical as a whole, and into relationships, from relationships, which was specifically around getting the passion back, like you haven't had that divorce, so specifically divorce, and then into kind of HR. That's how I got into kind of companies. So therefore, from HR, relationships at work, into sales with your clients, into profit management, into kind of people asking me how I built a consultancy agency, into I can help you build your agency, into generic mindset, into kind of like change your life, into kind of business skills, from social media into Facebook, into specific. The consultancy is really just Facebook marketing now. That's all. Nothing. If we get asked to do YouTube, I used to have specific events. We niche down on specifically. We can run your ads for you. That's it. Nothing YouTube, no Google, no SEO. Can we build a funnel? Of course. Do we? We don't anymore, because it starts to dilute your attention. Info products into, and it's like, this is the beauty of it. Like every step of the way that you stay in the game, you get stronger, and you start to again decide like, which do I really enjoy doing it? And you're going to hit a stage with all of them where you need to reinvent it constantly. Like you hit that period where you're like, shit, I think I can turn it up to this. Or you get a stage to where you're like, oh, okay, maybe I want to just run a holistic retreat, but you've got that clientele, and it's like.
So should I, apart from obviously keep targeting that around 20 people I've got right now on my list, should I continue with my current Facebook ad or try a different audience? Because obviously the first 3 ads that I was testing, that brought me 17 leads or so, and then I improved
for £70, right?
or something like that.
Yeah.
£60-70. Yeah, and so that was for one email. To get one email address, I spent around $4.30 or something like that, and then I obviously rewrote my ebook to make it more direct. And for instance, I only tested this for like 2.5 or 3 days, and that only gave me like £6 per result. So I only got like maybe another 4 people on the list or so. So I don't know whether I should continue doing those ads every now and then and test different audience, or
I'd go back to the £4 one, keep going with that and fine tuning that, and then start look at it on a daily basis, seeing where coming through. Like, again, it's like the difference between, as they download that guide, is there a thank you page? If you put that thank you page, join the group, right? And straight away you add them to that group, you've hit 2 points in one. You've got an email address, and they're going to go in that group. They see you in that group straight away, and you then do like a content series within there, and you add them. So the process I used to do, like you as in, you're like, oh, welcome to the group. This week we have Jan, really excited to meet you. Let us know what the challenges are. I've got, just to let you know, I've got 2 spots for my name of coaching program. Let me know if you want to jump on a call this week and I can help you through that.
Okay.
And you build that up with an authenticity around, okay, this is some free stuff, but if I want to get her on a one-to-one basis, I'm gonna have to pay for her time.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Let's leave it there. I don't want to overwhelm you, if that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you need right now for the next stage?
No, I think I know what I'm doing. So obviously I'll continue testing the ad that was bringing the most results. And then I need to really just get over any extra fears that are still there and just start a group. And yeah, I think I just have to be more out there and really strong.
But you're great. Just pump in that, like that. Just think about like you got to like, again, it's like really focusing on your client. Like I remember like the first time, you know, like someone was referred to me because they got a great session, and you're like, that's so people are referring already to you. You know,
Yeah,
like your message matters, you matter, you can make them matter, and your information can change someone's life at the right time, at the right place.
yeah,
You just need to get it out and just start fine-tuning this process. And it is just a little bit of fine-tuning. Like I'm really excited for the next phase of clients and automation, because I listen, and the market is very different right now. The truth is like people can't do every social media channel, right? They're thinking like, I want to do Instagram, I want to do podcasting. And I've got to the point where I don't know if you've seen some of the new models, right? But like clients automation is literally simply, how do you put that thing into someone, the PDF, right?
mm-hmm.
How do you send it over Messenger? How do you get them into a group? How do you launch your beta coaching program? How do you get testimonials for that? And then go into that next stage when it becomes an automated process. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, podcasting, all are a later stage. Because if you don't have an automated system that works already for you, then there is 0 point to doing a podcast. Like the podcast is amazing, it's great, it's the slowest vehicle to actually get people, because think about it, people are just downloading and listening.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every single podcaster, generally as a whole, has like a, you know, some sort of downloadable, some sort of automated system already built. Those, and so many new people go into starting a podcast and then realize, shit, I'm getting 0 cash back for this. It's amazing and it's great, like, and it's easy to do, and there's lots of people listening at the right stage. If I didn't have a like, have you listened to it? And at the end I go, get your free book, moneymindfulnessdaily.com. If you don't have one of them, there's no point to going on anyone else's podcast, because you cannot capture any data and you're just pumping out a load of content. There are loads of people that will listen and listen and listen. And will it nurture them? Yes. But this world is turning into massive passive learners that can get a lot of stuff for free. So when you're starting, you have to get them to want to put their email address, and then we have to get them to pay something. And once you get them to start paying something, it starts building, and you can do these slow rate. YouTube is a slow rate. And it's not saying, and then people say, oh, then isn't information overwhelmed? Like, isn't it saturated? No, the beauty is if you can get this working and you get it working, then you can make a massive difference, because people that will listen to information will also pay for information when it's presented correctly in front of them. And that's it. So today's never been easier. It's a dichotomy. There's a lot of free information, but the more free information there is, the more likely people pay, because they are paying to have it condensed down. So it's a systemized approach. So this becomes your system, your quickest vehicle to getting, and why the other ways don't work around why they are. And I really truly believe something like anxiety, stress, there are more people today suffering from this because of information overwhelm. It might just be, it might be like, get rid of stress, you know, kill overwhelm and get clear on your next steps sort of thing. You know, like when I think of anxiety, it's like a very, like we need to get rid of this. So it's get rid of anxiety and step into your next clear path. Like it's like, I don't, it's like, I need to get rid of this anxiety. I don't know how to do that. That's why I need your help. And so I want you to be saying, look, get rid of that anxiety, because you're going to get stuck, overwhelmed, and it's going to get horribly worse and worse and worse. Anxiety is a horrible thing. You know, like it's, I rarely get to spend time. I was with someone recently, like, and she was just super anxious, and you're just like, shit, that's coming on me. Like it's like super awkward and weird, and like, but what she needs is clarity. She needs clarity on the next steps. It's like a clarity session, a clarity coaching, or, you know, like, you know, I bet you those words of like clear, you know, like, you know, a clear path to know exactly your path to purpose. So, you know, you might be in a job right now, it's transitioning into a better role. You might be in a business right now and you want someone to get you really clear. You need, you know, you need your headspace. It's killing overwhelm in less than 30 minutes with me on the phone. Shit, I feel, you know, and then you got people like, oh my God, half an hour with Alexandra, I was literally so fucking clear and focused. I was like really like, and your testimonial, your case study with her is great. It's still like, it's still like, I'm looking to be like before or after, you know, before I was like, fucking, my head was like literally like a mushroom. However, now literally I'm laser focused. That's why you need to book a session with her. She'll get you super clear on your next step. There's nothing more important than knowing exactly what your next step is.
Yeah, and I got a lot of new testimonials from all the people I worked with. I think I just have to put them together, because like I jumped on a call this morning, someone just called me saying like she was crying because she was so shocked how much she got out of coaching. She was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I'm like, you know, it would be nice if I could record that. What is happening
So
right
get
now?
her. So what you do is get them to text you straight away.
I've got that. Yeah.
Okay, so get a screenshot. And so, for example, so you've seen all our pages. All our pages have shitloads of testimonials. So, for example, the book your free strategy session is just like I did a new one literally, and it's just hundreds of screenshots. And as you go down, it's like book your call. Are you ready? Book your call. And it's just like in between that, they're like, oh my God. It's just hundreds of people's testimonials.
Yeah. I think I need to, because I've been kind of hiding them, and I think I just need to, you know, just show people what I really do.
Honestly, you're doing great. I promise. You're doing awesome. Just keep going, and it's all part of the process. You know, like you know, I remember the first time when I trained like this guy in the gym who was a friend of mine for free, and I was just like, I'm not sure if I'm any good. Like, I just, you know, like I don't know what I should be. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, I'm just not really sure if, you know, like I feel like I'm like, I don't know if I'm any good. And he was like, oh my God, you're amazing. You helped me. Like I would have spent all this time on surgery. He had like low body confidence. He was like, and because he never really said anything. Like, and, you know, like sometimes people don't really, and it wasn't until I was like letting him know, I was like, and 100% part of the process, you're not sure if you fully believe in yourself, because I didn't believe in myself. And I was like, fucking, how am I going to help this guy believe in himself when I don't really believe in myself?
Yeah.
You know, like, fucking hell, I'm like a couple of steps away from knocking myself off again. You know, like, it's like, I'm only just out the fucking hole and I'm trying to help him out of the hole. And so in that process, I'll never forget it. I'll never forget. He was like, you have, and I was like, he's like, I'm going to, like, let me do a video, let me write something so people can see that. And I was like, oh, that's really helpful. That would be really good. Thank you. And through the transition of helping other people, you become stronger yourself. That's why not. There really is, like, people always say like, oh, you're just amazing. You're amazing. You've been so strong. And I'm like, I never used to be. Like, it's only through the process of helping other people, and I was able to get strong. So I want you to know you're on the right journey.
Good, because I said I'm not looking for a job.
Yeah! Woo! Okay, anything else? You're good to go?
No, I think I've got everything, so thank you.
You're
It's
welcome.
really useful.
Like, keep updated, keep posting in the group, and just to remind you, like post your power of 3 in the group of what you did tonight, so I can see a track of it. And I know sometimes this is like it's chucking a little bit out there, seeing what sticks. Anxiety, stress, overwhelm, getting clear on those next steps. We'll get concise out on that. Keep testing it. Put your content out in that group. We'll do the messenger bot system next, and you'll be good to go. Cool?
Perfect.
High five. All right. I'll catch up with you soon. Keep me updated.
Amazing. No, thank you.
You're welcome. See you.
Thanks. Bye.
All right, thank you for watching the session. Subscribe to the channel. I look forward to connecting with you soon. And as always, no matter what happens, never give up on those dreams, and I'll see you very soon.